It is now time to cut leather, so I will take my scratch awl and scribe around the outer edge of my pattern. And now I'm ready to cut out the back and the flap. Now for the front, at this point in time, I'm going to take my knife, cut out 1/2 of that mark I drew on there, fold it over, mark the other half, and cut it out. We now have a pattern for the front. At this time you can choose to put your Sam Browne button about halfway down. Now we will take this and we'll turn it over. And we will trace this way. And we'll put a mark for the location of the Sam Browne post. Now we're ready to cut leather. As we did before with the pattern, use the straight edge whenever you can. Get a nice clean cut. If I didn't mention it before, we have cut our parts out of 4 5-ounce vegetable tanned leather. Very important that it be vegetable tanned leather. Now I'm going to locate the clip, and to install the clip we'll need 1 rivet right here, so I'll make a mark for the rivet, and then we'll need to cut a slot near the top. So I will put 2 marks, 1 on either side, so we can locate our slot. Now we will take a 1/8 inch round drive punch, and we'll punch a hole for the rivet right here, and we'll also punch 1 in the front part for the Sam Browne post. Now for the slot, we can take a smaller round drive punch if you want, and punch 2 holes. 1 on each end, and then with a ruler we can draw or cut a line between the 2 holes. Now, if we're going to do any tooling, now is the time to do it. It is now time to start the assembly process. We'll first start by installing the hardware. Put the Sam Browne post on first, and I'm using the screw-on type, which is a lot easier to install than the other one. So there, we've installed that. Now we need to install the clip. It's a matter of pushing it through the slot we made, and push it down until we line up the hole. in the leather with the hole in the clip. We turn it over, and using a small rivet, we will now secure the clip. That's all there is to that. Next, we will apply contact cement along the edge of the front, as you see me doing here. We will do the same thing to the back and flap part in the area where it will attach to the front. We will now set these parts aside and let them dry until the cement gets tacky or returns to its clear color. We will now attach the front and the back parts together. And at this point in time, we will either punch for lacing and or stitching. I'm using a 3/32 thonging chisel to punch holes, as you can see. As you can see, I have stitch all the way around here, and I will now use my edge beveler, and we'll edge all of the edges, top and bottom. And now we will dampen all these edges lightly. And we will slick the edges. Next, we will dampen this case quite thoroughly. We want the water to pretty much go all the way through. And remember, even though it's not necessary, we will dampen the flap so that we don't end up with any watermarks. So after we have thoroughly dampened the leather, we can take our block that we made, and we can push it into the case until it forms around the block, as you can see. Just with the block in place now, we can fold over our flap and make a mark, and we can make a mark here where we will punch our hole. Now I will punch about 1/4 of an inch hole, and then with the knife I will cut a slot or a slit about 1 inch long right into the center of the hole. And with our block in place, we can fold over and button, and that's our closer. This closer will be very good and will not damage the foam. Now I would like to show you how to attach a leather belt loop to the back of your case, as you see here. To make a belt loop that would accommodate a 2-inch belt, you make a piece of leather about 3 inches long. In this case, it's 1.5 inches wide, and this is from 4 to 5 ounce vegetable tanned leather. Now I will turn it over, and with a thonging chisel, 3/32 thonging chisel, I will punch some holes about 1/8 inch from the edge. And it's just wide enough to get about 7 holes. And do the same thing to the other side. This time I'm punching from the grain side to the flesh side. Now we will bring in our piece of leather, which is the back and the flap, and we will put this piece upside down, as you see here, with the flesh side up, and we'll locate it near the top where the fold is. Now I will take my awl and make 2 holes. Now with my ruler, I will make a line across there, as you see. And now I will take the thonging chisel and punch matching holes. Now we will put this thing upside down, as you see it here, and we'll stitch it in place. After we have stitched this in place, we fold it over, as you see, and then we'll take our awl and do the same thing. We'll make 2 marks down here, one at either end. We'll take our ruler, scribe a line. We will punch our holes. We will now fold it over and stitch it in place. In order to put on a tuck strap, as I call it here, it's real easy. You just take your piece that's all ready to stitch. You take a piece of this leather, 4 to 5 ounce again, about 5/8 or 3/4 of an inch wide, punch matching holes in one end. Now on the other end, you make it about 1/4 of an inch longer, cut it off, and do the same thing with the holes. And now when you stitch it in, it'll be just the right length for your tab to come through.